Lewis Hamilton says he's useless.
I'm just useless. Just drove terrible.
And that Ferrari needs a new driver.
Probably need to change driver.
But there was a time.
Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix. Well, he's rewriting the book of what is possible in Formula One. If he can
Lewis
do
Hamilton, the man from Stevenage, has done it once again. A five-time champion of the world. Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix and is a seven-time champion of the world.
When no one could touch him.
And Lewis Hamilton is back.
Harsh words for a man with 7 world titles. The most wins, the most poles, the most podiums in Formula One history. 2008, Brazil. Last lap in the rain. Hamilton passes Timo Glock and becomes the youngest world champion the sport had ever seen at the time. 2014 to 2020, the turbo hybrid era. 6 more titles. Schumacher's records, gone. Rivals like Alonso, Vettel, Rosberg, Verstappen, beaten. For over a decade, he ruled Formula One. But now, it's 2025, and he's in Ferrari red. No wins, no titles, even no podiums. Is the greatest driver of all time finished?
Don't worry, pal. You had a good run. Enjoy your retirement.
Unbelievable! McQueen is fading! McQueen is fading! Fading fast!
This is a story of the kid from Stevenage who took on the world, conquered it, and now faces the fight of his life to prove he's still got it. Buckle up, leave a like, and let's get into it. Lewis Hamilton was born on January 7th, 1985, in Stevenage, England. At 6 years old, his father, Anthony, bought him a radio-controlled car. Hamilton didn't just play with it, he raced it.
I was the youngest there by at least 10 years, maybe 15 years. And so I had there'll be 2 crates of beer crates for me to stand on to look down on the track. And I was beating all these adults.
Able to drive this car backwards and forwards, tight turns, whatever. And I just thought this kid has got something extremely special just in his hand-to-eye coordination.
Someone said to him, he does have such hand-to-eye coordination, how about getting him a kart? And he bought me a go-kart from the Loot newspaper. It's been owned by 5 or 6 families.
And won his first RC championship against fully grown adults. By the age of 8, he had moved into karting. The results were immediate. He dominated local and national championships, often beating drivers years older. At 13, in a move almost unheard of for someone so young, Hamilton was signed to McLaren's driver development program. From that moment, his path to Formula One was set. He kept winning. Formula Renault champion in 2003, Formula 3 Euro Series champion in 2005, GP2 Series champion in 2006, taking victories in dominant fashion, including a legendary double overtake at Istanbul. By the end of that year, it was a no-brainer decision for McLaren. They had to put the 22-year-old in a Formula One car. His F1 debut came at the 2007 Australian Grand Prix, and in his very first race, Hamilton finished on the podium. His teammate, Fernando Alonso, a 2-time defending world champion at the peak of his powers. Hamilton didn't just keep up, he matched him. What followed was one of the most intense intra-team rivalries in Formula One history. By the end of the season, Hamilton had nearly pulled off the impossible, missing the World Championship by a single point to Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen. But it was just the beginning of what will become one of the greatest racing stories of all time. The 2008 Formula One season was a knife fight from start to finish. Hamilton's main rival, Felipe Massa, had the home crowd behind him at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Rain hit in the closing laps, and the title came down to the very last corners of the very last race. Massa crossed the line as world champion for 39 seconds. Hamilton, running 6th, needed one more position to win the title. Hamilton slipped past him at the penultimate corner, taking 5th place and becoming the youngest world champion in Formula One history at the time. At just 23 years old, McLaren erupted in celebration. Hamilton had done it. After only 2 seasons, he was at the top of the world. It looked like the start of a McLaren dynasty. Instead, it became the peak. From 2009 to 2012, the team faltered. The 2009 car, built to new technical regulations, lacked pace against Brawn GP's double diffuser juggernaut. In 2010, Hamilton fought for the title until the final race, but Red Bull's Sebastian Vettel emerged as champion. Reliability issues and pit stop mistakes cost McLaren points. In 2011, the MP4-26 couldn't match Vettel's dominant RB7. In 2012, the MP4-27 was blisteringly quick, winning 7 races. But mechanical failures in Singapore and Abu Dhabi, combined with collisions on track, killed Hamilton's title hopes. He was still one of the fastest drivers on the grid, still winning races every single season. But the championships, they kept slipping away. In September 2012, Lewis Hamilton made the announcement that shook Formula One. He was leaving McLaren for Mercedes.
And it's quite an exciting day for us. The launch of the new car and to be new teammates with Nico, we were just saying.
At the time, it made no sense to most. Mercedes had been back in F1 for just 3 seasons, managing only 1 race win. Nico Rosberg's shock victory in China in 2012. McLaren, meanwhile, still had one of the quickest cars on the grid. Critics said Hamilton was walking away from wins, maybe even from his legacy. The 2013 season seemed to prove them right. Hamilton managed just a single victory at the Hungarian Grand Prix and finished 4th in the championship. Mercedes showed flashes of speed, but their car chewed through tyres and couldn't consistently fight for wins. But there was a bigger picture. Behind closed doors, Mercedes, led by new team boss Toto Wolff, technical chief Paddy Lowe, and engine mastermind Andy Cowell, was pouring resources into the upcoming turbo hybrid regulations for 2014. The new 1.6-litre V6 hybrid power units would change the sport forever. And Mercedes wasn't just preparing a good engine, they were about to unleash the most dominant power unit in Formula One history. When the new era began in 2014, Mercedes didn't just build a fast car, they built an unstoppable weapon. From 2014 to 2020, Lewis Hamilton entered a realm few drivers had ever touched. In 7 seasons, he won 6 world championships. 2014,
Lewis Hamilton, champion of the world in 2014.
2015,
And he is now a 3-time world champion, Lewis Hamilton.
2017,
4-time world champion, Lewis Hamilton does it in 2017.
2018,
Lewis Hamilton, a 5-time champion of the world.
2019,
It's Lewis Hamilton, champion of the world.
Still we rise, guys. Still we rise.
and 2020.
Lewis Hamilton is a 7-time champion of the world.
Mercedes' dominance in the turbo hybrid era was absolute. The car was fast, the engine untouchable, and Hamilton was at the peak of his powers. He broke Michael Schumacher's all-time records for race wins and pole positions.
Records are there to be broken, said Michael Schumacher. The record is broken. Hamilton has more wins than any other driver in Formula One history, and he is not done yet.
Rewriting the history books in real time. But it wasn't without battles. His fiercest came from across the garage. Teammate Nico Rosberg pushed him to the edge and beyond. Their rivalry exploded into public view with on-track collisions, tense press conferences, and one unforgettable moment in 2016. The Spanish Grand Prix crash that took them both out on lap 1.
Turn 3 we go, and it's Nico Rosberg, and Hamilton's onto the grass, and Hamilton's had a massive crash, and he's crashed into his teammate. The two Mercedes come together.
I saw him coming, so I closed the door, to defend my position, because that was my race to win.
Do you think he was fair with you?
I'm not going to get into that. Just going to move forwards. And
That season, Rosberg beat him to the title by just 5 points, and then retired from F1 days later.
it's a very special day today.
course, as you know, to receive the trophy this evening, but for another reason as well. I've decided to end my Formula One career in this moment here.
Hamilton regrouped. His next challenge came from Sebastian Vettel's Ferrari in 2017 and 2018. Both seasons started with Ferrari on top, but Hamilton's relentless pace and consistency turned the tide. By the final rounds, he had crushed Ferrari's hopes. Then came the rise of a new generation, Max Verstappen, the aggressive young star from Red Bull. Their early duels were just a taste of what was to come. For 7 straight years, the question in Formula One wasn't who will win, it was by how much will Hamilton win. The 2021 season was a heavyweight fight. Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen. 2 drivers at the peak of their powers. They traded wins, collided on track.
Verstappen and Hamilton, a very big accident.
And entered the final race in Abu Dhabi tied on points. Winner takes all. Hamilton dominated the race from the start. With a handful of laps to go, he was minutes away from an 8th World Championship, a record no driver had ever achieved. Then came a late safety car. Race control made a controversial call. Only the lapped cars between Hamilton and Verstappen were allowed to unlap themselves.
Lapped cars to overtake the safety car. So Norris and Alonso and Ocon and Leclerc and Vettel to
And it's
overtake
ending.
it.
And it's ending. Wow.
It set up a 1-lap shootout. On fresher and faster tyres, Verstappen attacked at turn 5 and passed Hamilton. The title was gone. Mercedes lodged protests. The FIA later admitted human error in the application of the rules, but the result stood. Hamilton skipped the end-of-season gala and disappeared from public eye for weeks. Many saw it as the moment the Hamilton era ended. In 2022, Formula One's new regulations flipped the grid. Mercedes W13 suffered from violent porpoising, bouncing so badly it caused physical pain for the drivers, and lacked the outright pace to challenge Red Bull or Ferrari. Hamilton fought for podiums, but never for wins. 2023 brought a slightly improved W14, but the gap to the front remained. For the first time in his career, Hamilton went 2 full seasons without a single victory. In early 2024, Lewis Hamilton shocked the paddock yet again.
We've got some huge breaking news from the world of Formula One.
Lewis Hamilton will leave Mercedes. Yes, leave the team that he's become so synonymous with.
Huge breaking news this morning. We understand that Lewis Hamilton is to join Ferrari.
It was a move loaded with history and risk. Ferrari is the most iconic name in Formula One, but they hadn't produced a driver's champion since Kimi Räikkönen in 2007. For Hamilton, it wasn't just another transfer. It was the last roll of the dice. One final shot at the elusive 8th World Championship. The romantic idea of the sport's greatest modern driver winning in Ferrari red lit up headlines around the world. But reality hit fast.
I'm just useless. Just drove terribly.
The 2025 Ferrari was off the pace from the opening rounds. Straight line speed lagged behind Red Bull. Tyre degradation was high, and reliability gremlins, the kind Ferrari fans knew too well, returned. Hamilton, usually composed in defeat, began speaking candidly. He admitted that he was not performing, and that Ferrari needs changes if they were to compete. As the season dragged on, pressure mounted. 0 podiums in first 14 races. His worst season in career so far, and whispers in the paddock grew louder. Could this be Hamilton's final season in Formula One? 7 World Championships, 104 Grand Prix victories, 105 pole positions. For 15 straight seasons, Lewis Hamilton stood on the top step at least once. A streak unmatched in Formula One history. His career has been a masterclass in precision under pressure, in adapting to new cars, new rules, new rivals, and in an unwavering belief that he could always find a way to win. If he claims that 8th title, he will stand alone, the undisputed GOAT. If he doesn't, his legacy is already etched in the sport's history. But now, as the laps of his career wind down, one question remains. Has Lewis Hamilton's final race already been run? Is this the end of Hamilton's era, or the start of one last legendary chapter? If you liked this video, make sure you watch the other ones too, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.